Stop being so hard on yourself. Okay, that is something that my boyfriend has to say to me almost daily, and I'm guessing that if you're watching this video, it's something you need to hear too. So join me for the next 20 minutes or 30 minutes, or hopefully not 40 minutes because I don't really want to edit a 40-minute video. But join me for a currently unknown amount of time to chat about why you're doing better than you think. All right, and we're gonna do some chores while we're doing it as well, because this is it's a chat and chores episode. So body double if you please, and get ready for your self-esteem to improve, starting now. So the first sign you're doing better than you think is that you're aware of your thoughts and habits, even the chaotic and unhealthy ones. For example, if you haven't gone to the gym in a few months and you're beating yourself up, you're like, I'm so lazy, I haven't gone to work out in so long, I'm the worst. No, you're not. You're not the worst and you're not lazy. And you know why? Because you're aware that you're being lazy, which makes you inherently less lazy. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you have the self-awareness to understand that your habits have taken an unhealthy turn, and now you just have to fix it. And you don't have to fix it immediately. You can simply start making a plan for how you're going to get yourself back on track, or how you're going to start a habit that you want to do. And it doesn't have to be anything big. So like for the gym thing, you could just decide that you're going to pick out a workout video on YouTube that you're going to do tomorrow. Or perhaps, this isn't even mine, this is David's. He can fold that. Or perhaps you just pick out a cute outfit to wear to the gym at the end of the week. The fact that you're aware of your unhealthy habits or actions lately and even thinking about wanting to improve them means you're already doing a little bit better than you think. The next sign you're doing better than you think is that you've learned something recently. So if you find that you're beating yourself up for not feeling accomplished enough or not getting enough done, ask yourself, what is one thing I learned today or yesterday? And it doesn't have to be anything complex like an Excel formula, or it can be complex, but it doesn't have to be. It could also be a small thing like just learning the definition of a new word. But the bottom line is, if you can think of something, then that means you accomplished something and that you're moving in the direction of being a better version of yourself. If you can't think of anything, then try asking yourself, how could I learn one new thing today? And that could be through just reading an article, could be listening to a podcast, watching a news segment, could be just opening up the dictionary or looking up a word on dictionary.com. There's just something about opening a physical dictionary that feels a little more sophisticated. Another option is to take a class on Skillshare, who is sponsoring this portion of today's video. Some of you might know I recently got a new cinema camera, and with that I've had to learn how to edit the footage it produces. Skillshare was a big help with that, with their wide array of online courses, specifically those focused on the DaVinci Resolve editing system. I took the Cinematic Look Made Easy DaVinci Resolve color grading masterclass, which quickly helped me learn how to color grade my footage. And the tips I learned have really upped my filmmaking game, because now I can bring my videos to life with richer, more vibrant visuals. If filmmaking isn't your thing, Skillshare has thousands of other classes led by industry experts, so you'll be learning directly from real, successful creatives. The topics they cover range from photography to productivity, graphic design, interior design, and so much more. If you want to explore a new hobby during the cozy season, now is a great time to try out Skillshare, because for the month of November, the first 500 people to use my link in the description or scan the QR code will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare plus 20% off their first payment. Make sure to check it out today. Another sign that you're doing better than you think is that you have made decisions that your past self would be proud of. These could be big decisions, like leaving a relationship that wasn't right for you, or leaving your job to pursue your passion. In the moment, these decisions feel scary, and it can be a real struggle to get through the transition period. But think about how proud your past self would be that you made these decisions. And it doesn't even have to be something huge and life-changing. It could be getting kale at the grocery store instead of Cheez-Its, though I do think a healthy balance of both of those is good for life, but you get what I mean. Asking for help, signing up for a class, cleaning up your room instead of doom scrolling. If you've done any small thing that past you would be proud of, you're doing just fine. Hey, welcome to this chaos. This is my office. And I just cleaned it. And by just, I mean I cleaned it 5 months ago. But I thought I did a good enough job that it wouldn't get to this point again. But obviously I was incorrect. So let's fix this. Sometimes we feel like we're making progress on something, but then we have a bad day. That can turn into a bad week. That can turn into a bad month. And it's difficult when you feel like something is going well and then you hit a snag. Oh. It can ruin your momentum. Come here. Okay. But try to notice how long that lasts. When you feel like you hit a slump, how long is it keeping you down for? We did it. For me, I used to get stuck in slumps for months at a time, but now I'm usually able to pull myself out of them in a day or two, a week at most. I attribute this to therapy, Lexapro, and generally gaining some perspective on life. So you might still have slumps, but if you're recovering faster than you used to, that's real progress and something to be proud of. I could look at my slumps and think, I'm doing awful. I spent another week procrastinating and bed rotting. Or I could look at those slumps and think, wow, only 1 week of procrastinating and bed rotting. That's an improvement from the month I spent in a spiral last year. Good job, Morgan. That's progress. Kind of like how I could only keep this office clean for a month until it got dirty again. But when you think about how last year I could barely keep it under control for like more than 5 days, a month is pretty good. That's progress. Okay, next we're going for 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Okay, now I know you're thinking, Morgan, your office is not entirely clean because you have a fallen painting behind you. And yes, I know, we're gonna remedy that. Now, that's the plan. What had happened is it was hanging by those command strips for the past 5 years, and then the other week just decided it was done. So I'm taking it as a sign that I should put something else up here, something more meaningful than 2 IKEA prints, one of which people often tell me looks like weed. So I've got this print that's gonna go up there. David got this for me for my birthday. I know it seems like a bit of an odd gift, but there's a story behind it. I'm gonna tell it to you right now. So when David and I first started dating, we went to San Diego. Like, this was about 8 months into our relationship. We went to San Diego for my best friend's wedding. And this was in February, so it was over Valentine's Day. And on Valentine's Day, we went to Balboa Park, which is just like a cool park in San Diego. And we were walking around and there was some art exhibits, and this was one of the pieces of art at the exhibit. And we were like, oh, that's funny. It's a cat snorkeling. It's like a scuba cat. And we laughed, whatever, and we went on with the rest of our day. We went to dinner. It was honestly one of the best days of my entire life. But for some reason, we really held on to scuba cat in our minds, and we would reference it a lot, and it kind of became an inside joke. And so for my birthday, David tracked down scuba cat. So on the surface, weird gift, but actually quite thoughtful. And then I have this frame that I thrifted, which actually scuba cat might fit in the frame. We'll see about that. And then I've got this other painting that I thrifted. And then I've got, where are the other things that I've got? I've got these other prints. They're from my trip to Pictured Rocks with my friends. So I'm gonna plan out how to put those up there using our Coco costumes. That doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm going to trace these on the cardboard, cut it out, and then tape them up there so I can plan out what it's gonna look like. Does that make more sense? Okay, we're doing that now. Sometimes things don't go as planned, or you make a mistake. But when that happens, do you keep trying or do you give up? If you continue to try when things are tough, that's a sign you're doing better than you think. Even if you have to take a break, when you make a mistake, you don't have to immediately fix it, usually. But if you go back and try again eventually, if you get up the next day and brush your teeth after 48 hours of bed rotting, if you prepare another presentation at work after bombing your last one, if you pick up your phone and respond to that unanswered text that you meant to answer yesterday, and the day before that, and the day before that, you are trying, and that counts for something. Okay, do you see it? Do you see the vision? I think I might get something smaller to put down here maybe, and maybe move this up, or maybe I might just get rid of it altogether. I don't know. So I guess I don't really even know the vision, but we're getting there. We're starting to visualize it. I could put the art digitally over that to show you guys more accurately what it would look like, but I think you should use your imagination, because it's better for your brain, and to be honest, it's easier for me. So it's a new day because I did not have enough time to film everything yesterday before the darkness set in at 4:30 p.m. So here we are, day 2, and we have another command strip related task. So believe it or not, this used to hold up this. It's a mirror. And before you judge me, we did try to hang this up with, what are they called? Screws. We try to hang this up with screws. There's holes right here. I don't think you can see them from where you are, but I'm not gonna move you. So there's holes right here. We tried, but the fun thing about this building is that instead of being built with wood, I guess it's built with metal. So where there should be wood studs to drill into to stably hold things on your wall, there is metal. And guess what doesn't go through metal? Screws. So exactly where we needed to hang this, there were metal rods. So we could not go the screw route. So we went the command strip route. It's risky, but risk is fun sometimes. And it's especially fun when about every 1 to 2 years, this falls down. Anyways, when it falls, it means it's time to replace the command strips. So that's what we're doing now. And we're also going to talk about the next sign that you're doing better than you think, which is that you catch yourself when you're comparing yourself to others. Wow, that was a horrible noise. Oh my God. See, if this wasn't hung up by command strips, I wouldn't get to do this. Oh God. Can't you tell how much fun I'm having? Oh, shoot. It doesn't hurt. I'm saying ow, it doesn't actually hurt. It's just startling, even though I've now done it 4 times. Okay, last one. Oh, that was really anticlimactic. Okay, Goose, you wanna go out? Oh, hold on, we're gonna get to the sign, but first you have to see Goose. You wanna go out, buddy? You're wearing the curtain like a hood. You look like Little Red Riding Hood. If Little Red Riding Hood was a dog with a gray cape. Okay, buddy. I need the command strips to do this. Where did I put them? Here they are. Okay. Okay, so the sign. Comparing yourself is something we all do, like every day. Sometimes more consciously than not. Like sometimes it's very mindless, but you know, scrolling through social media, watching TV, we're kind of always subconsciously comparing ourselves. But also even when we just make like mundane decisions, like when we pick out a shirt, are we picking out the shirt because we like it, or are we picking out the shirt because Alexis has a similar shirt and we want to be like Alexis? Or when we're picking a color to paint our living room, are we picking the color we picked because we just truly love it, or are we picking it because we think it's better than the color of Nancy's living room? So my point is there's a lot of comparing going on in our heads all the time. But if you can catch yourself when you're doing it, then that's a good thing, because you can acknowledge the thought, question it, and therefore lessen its control over you. So when you notice that happening, try to think to yourself, am I making this decision because I'm comparing myself to someone else? Am I feeling this way because I'm comparing myself to someone else? And if the answer is yes, stop comparing yourself to that person and try comparing yourself to yourself from 5 years ago, or 1 year ago, or a month ago, or yesterday. And then ask yourself, am I doing better than they were doing? Have I made progress on their goals? Hopefully that's level. And if the answer is yes, then amazing, you are doing better than you think. If the answer is no, then at least now you can think about why and figure out what your next step is going to be to move towards becoming a better version of yourself, not a better version of Nancy or Alexis. Okay, moment of truth. Ta-da! Cool, okay, hopefully that's the last time I ever have to do that. Growth is typically accompanied by discomfort, hence the phrase growing pains. So if you feel uncomfortable, try to question that feeling, because it might not be a sign that things are wrong. It might actually be a sign that things are going exactly as they should because you're growing. For instance, I'm very uncomfortable cleaning out the fridge because it's gross, but I'm growing into a person who has a clean fridge. Not my best example. To illustrate that more clearly, if you're starting a new job, ending an old job, learning a new skill, meeting a new person, anything that involves change, it can feel uncomfortable and frustrating. You'll probably encounter failures. And when that happens, it's easy for us to get down on ourselves and feel like we're not doing well enough. But instead of focusing on the discomfort and what's going wrong, try to focus on the growth and the fact that you're going to come out of whatever challenge you're facing as a stronger person. It won't cause the discomfort to go away, but it might make it a little easier to deal with. Look at how clean this biatch is. Look. Amazing. Amazing. Now, a question that I've asked myself many times is, what am I doing with my life? Or what do I want to be doing with my life? And typically that question is the beginning of a quarter-life crisis, which can feel quite scary and spirally. But when I have those moments lately, I've been trying to view them less as a crisis and more of a moment of curiosity. So if you find yourself having some sort of life crisis or pondering existential thoughts, it doesn't necessarily mean that you've done life wrong or that you're on the wrong path. It can actually be a good sign that you're seeking meaning, that you're seeking growth in life. And those thoughts can be scary, hence the crisis spirally feeling. But remember, with discomfort comes growth. So don't beat yourself up for your existential thoughts. Instead, try to lean into what they're trying to tell you. And I, for one, have some sort of existential thought pretty much every time I try to put a duvet cover on. Okay, final sign that you are doing better than you think. You watch this whole video. You are self-aware enough to be like, hey, I'm being kind of hard on myself. Let me watch this video. And then you did that and you watched it all the way to the end. Okay, that's not somebody who's not doing well. That is somebody who wants to better themselves and is off to a great start. Okay, so if you know anybody else who's like you, who is actually doing great but thinks that they're not, please share this video with them. And let me know in the comments what you are doing now that your past self would be proud of. Okay, I'll go first. I deep cleaned the fridge, which I have literally never done. So I do think that my past self would be proud of that, right? Self-growth. What else do I need to say? Please subscribe if you would like more comfy, cozy, anxiety-friendly content. And also make sure to give this video a thumbs up on your way out, because that'll let the YouTube minions know that you liked it, and then they will share it. Goose, why are you interrupting my ending? I'm talking about the YouTube minions. The YouTube minions will share it with more people, and then I can collect more of you. Okay, cool. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Glad we did this. And I will see you in the next video. And I will not do a finger gun in the next video. I promise.